Comrade Advocate, thank you very much for that small lecture we don't give on for us this morning. It comes back again to the Ambazonia contradictions. I call them say the Ambazonia peculiarity, because if we don't start right from the beginning, I remember I said this statement once that the problem of the Southern Cameroons and the Southern Cameroonian problems are two different problems. One is the internal contradiction, and the other one is the external push that we need to keep the occupier at bay. But you see, we don't reach for a level and for a very long time, and more emphasized from the day where Sisiku and the cabinet was actually abducted in Nigeria. We don't actually make a circle, and the circle keeps going on and even getting bigger. So the state of the struggle actually has been a product of the irreconcilability of all the other groups. The groups cannot reconcile together, so the consequences is actually what we are paying for today. You see, everywhere you go, you meet people, they talk about how the struggle be in control and everything. For example, they be very myopic because they talk about the struggle is doing well, we are winning, from their own point of view, from their own little fief. Then they consider no other person out there. They consider only their own selves. They will look at their ranks and files of their own soldiers and the few guns the way they get them, say we are doing well, because their competition, now internal competition. Their competition is not external. They are not competing with the enemy. They are competing with an ally, and anybody will compete with an ally will never beat the enemy. Now, the first lesson that we Ambazonians they get to understand, they get to weigh their resolve, get to know, match their resource with their resolve. And as you rightly talk about the traitors, for example, and then be able to estimate the proportionality of the vanguards of the revolution compared to the traitors or the ones who have an inclination of treachery in the revolution before they ever know exactly how to quantify the fight. Nobody does that. People are afraid to talk about it because they're all actually divided into partisan lines. So people are afraid to lose membership before they fall irrelevant. The withering away of the revolution in the home front is very, very visible, because that's where the fire is hottest. In the diaspora, people feel actually abandon the struggle very quietly without you knowing. They can always say, well, this and that, my line doesn't work anymore, or I'm sick, or whatever you call it, So there's that illusory satisfaction that we are winning, which a lot of people come out there and make them actually for, boost the people their morale. Be bad for boost the people their morale. But you boost the people their morale not only by talking, but also by showing results. We don't reach a level now when a result matter most for this revolution than any formation. It doesn't really matter what group you come from, or what group you support. What matters right now is resolve and results. So which means even if a lone soldier feel actually being resolved, it could be actually the spearhead of the struggle. You see, that's one thing. And since results are very difficult to come by, people actually get to imagine and create their results. You see what I'm saying? And for create their results, the only thing they do the subversive way by actually pointing the failures of others. So in relativity, the failure of the other one actually becomes the measuring rod of the nothingness of you who is pointing the failure of the other person. Since you never ever do anything, do no wrong, the other person will attempt and make a mistake actually becomes a failure, and you who didn't attempt actually becomes a winner. It's a matter of relativity. So what is the state of our revolution? The state of our revolution is actually a product of the lack of reconciliation of the groups. That's where we stand, and it will change for now. Thank you.